We're moving on with Power Talks, and we're going to be talking to Richard Fan, the founder and CEO of Inventhys. And I think this is interesting because we've been talking about Euromed Scale Up Innovation Day, mostly Mediterranean, but we forget that a lot of European countries are also part of the Mediterranean. Richard, thank you for joining us. You know, we can't talk about digital transformation or scaling up without talking about how to successfully sell new products. And I know you're going to be talking to us today about products and services for global accounts in Europe. Take it away.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Happy to be here, and I hope this will be interesting power talk for you. So I have 10 minutes to tell you how to sell products in Europe to global accounts, which is a tall order. And let me introduce myself first. I'm Richard Fan. I have an engineering background, and I worked in Silicon Valley for a while. I started two companies in France. The latest, which is the relevant experience here, was founded about 6 years ago. I started alone with one employee, and we're now 26 people across Lyon and Grenoble. And we've been growing quite well over the last few years. And all of our customers are indeed global large accounts in France and Europe, as you can see. So the talk is going to draw from my personal experience. In 10 minutes, I can tell you about 4 steps to sell to global accounts. First is to get noticed, of course, and get a first meeting. Second is identify the need and what you're going to sell them, or rather, what they want to buy. A third is the typical process that we use to get a deal with global accounts. And the fourth one is an advice to really be different than your competitors. So the first meeting, a lot of things work by referrals and contacts, personal networks. I've listened to a power talk about the diaspora, and I think it helps a lot. As you can see, LinkedIn is a really good tool, and you need to learn how to use it. It's very, very efficient in the Western countries. You can also find networks through friends, alumni of your school, maybe former colleagues. Don't hesitate to call on your investors, your advisors, maybe expatriates who came back to the country and have contacts there. And the most efficient is to hire the right person in Europe, a person who already has a network, who has a culture, and who you think you can trust to sell your products or services. Because of the pandemic, there are a lot of online events. You should subscribe to them because we have a lot of interesting meetings with global accounts who are looking for new solutions, new partners. This is working now. And of course, global partners. That's really my favorite because if you have a partner at home who is a global account itself, then they can open doors for you and they can give you their credibility to actually open doors. So the biggest partner is the best, and never think that you're too small. Second challenge is to identify what they need. And I put they under quotes because you talk to different people. You talk to the company. So the company has a strategy that is mandated by the CEO, and you need to be aligned with the strategy or have a way to say that you're aligned. They is also the future users inside the company or maybe outside. You need to understand what their challenges are, what they are looking for in terms of solutions. But they is also the person in front of you who may have some career choices or some ambitions that are different from the strategy of the company and the will of the future users. Maybe he wants to look good. Maybe he wants no problems. Maybe he wants a promotion. And everything that he wants personally will impact his decision to choose you or not as a provider. And so in conclusion, it's not always features, it's not always price, it's mostly how can you help them? The third challenge is the marketing 101 of global accounts, especially in Europe. The first way you can attract attention is by seducing them. So seducing is saying, what is really unique about your company? What is unique about your solution? How will that person remember you? They will only remember one thing. So you need to focus on what is really appealing. Second is you need to convince. So convincing is more rational. You need to prove something. It's different than seduction. And then in that step, you need technical details, you need numbers, you need articles, you need proofs, you need use cases, and so on. And the last one is reassuring them. So they are seduced, they are convinced, but they need to sell the decision internally. So they need to feel that it's not a risk to choose you. So you need to preempt and anticipate all the counter arguments and then remove all the perceived risk by offering something in return. The last one, you need to think different. If I quote the famous fruit company, so you should not copy your competitors. Even if you sell a comparable solution, you need to stand out by doing something else. Also, you need to really quickly answer the question, what is the difference? What's the difference between your company, your service, your product, and the competitors? There needs to be something that is understandable and that the person can remember. It also needs to match a problem they want to solve. It needs to be a relevant solution. And also you need to find new ways to delight the customer. Maybe a new way to do the contract. Maybe a new way to pay for the products. Maybe a way for them to try without paying first. Maybe a new way to contact them or to give them ongoing support. Large companies usually like new ideas on how to do business differently so that their problems are solved, they sleep better at night, they feel there is no risk or less risk, and they can sleep tightly and have a successful project or successful activity with your product. So I hope this was informative for you. It's not that hard. It's really possible. We've done it by growing with large accounts. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. It
Thank
was
you
a
so
pleasure.
much, Richard. Thank you.